An interview with Mr. C regarding New World Order plans for the U.S. and its citizens. Mr. C is a former inspector for the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the Department of Defense, with 31 years of federal service in the military, 9 with the Department of Defense, including 2 years with the Air Staff. He's a holder of the Bronze Star, the Purple Heart, the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, 3 awards of the Joint Service Medal. He is now speaking out to warn the American people. There are over 180 concentration camps, quietly modified facilities which have sprung up and continue to spring up across the country, seemingly devoid of activity, yet requiring strange accoutrements such as barbed wire topped fencing, with the tops turned inward, and helicopter windsocks. Most have good logistical supportability, with major highways and railroad transport facilities adjacent to the sites. These facilities, many in remote areas across our country, are set up to become concentration detention camps, complete with gas chambers for resistors and dissidents. Generally speaking, they're set up for dissenters who will not go along with the New World Order. The resistors are gun owners who refuse to give up their weapons. The dissidents are Christians, patriots and constitutionalists. These camps are set up. I've seen many of them. The boxcar gas chambers. The boxcar gas chamber building fence is marked with special red-blue zone signs. This corresponds to the mission of the red-blue lists under martial law. This will become a death camp. They're only going to handle Category 1 and 2 red and blue people there. This boxcar facility will be used for execution. One of the barns is large enough to put 4 boxcars into. There are powered vents on the top of the barn to vent the gas out of the building after the boxcars have been fumigated. All of the buildings have newly installed 6-inch gas pipes and furnaces installed in all railroad barns. FEMA has allocated $6 million to make the walls and roofs of the buildings airtight. Under martial law, this facility could be immediately used as an SS-style termination gas chamber. On January 27, 1995, the Indianapolis News ran an article titled, "Amtrak Lays Off 212 at Beech Grove, 170 Lose Jobs at Maintenance Center Today. Why perform $6 million worth of renovations, and then lay off 212 people? Because the people doing the final executions will not be Americans. Thus, the slots of the 212 will be filled with non-Americans. They'll hire foreigners for this capo task. The repairing of private trains is a dead giveaway to death cars. Late last year, Congress ordered Amtrak to spend at least $5.9 million patching holes in the roof and fixing masonry on the walls of the giant machine sheds at Beech Grove. These buildings have been sealed. They're airtight. The facility is constructed to allow gas to be blown into all the buildings via the newly installed 2-story hot air heating furnaces. Next, Mr. C elaborated on the 2 categories, the red and blue lists, and what they mean. The red list is for pickup and execution before unobtrusive preparations for martial law are initiated. The blue list is also for execution, but at a later date, within 6 weeks of martial law declaration. There are no re-education plans for either category, just execution. When you get picked up on a red pickup, they'll take you from your home at night, probably around 4 a.m., and put you in a black van, then drive you to a helicopter waiting to fly you to an intermediate point. There, you'll be loaded onto a big 64-passenger CH-47 Chinook helicopter, all black, unmarked and illegally operating under the treaty on open skies. Then they'll fly you to one of 38 cities. You may be taken straight to a temporary detention facility. When you're red listed, you'll be taken to a red camp. Then you'll be executed. At some point, martial law will be declared. Martial law is when the writ of habeas corpus, to have a trial by jury, is suspended. I understand this has already been done without martial law. Instead of going to the judge, you go straight to jail for a limited time. I suspect there will be a major outage, or some other crisis which will be the reason to declare martial law. At this point, the blue list of people will be picked up. At that time, the country will be regionalized into 10 regions, which are already designated by FEMA. Be advised that it has been proven that the black choppers have state-of-the-art radio, RF, frequency wideband jammers, and can jam cell phones and CBS while they're executing black operations missions, i.e., in your area. This means that your cell phone could be jammed just before and or during any action against you. In June, an FBI agent got hold of the Region 3 blue list from a CIA agent, and found his own name on it, and those of several others he knew in Virginia. The regional blue list stated that the names on the blue list would be picked up within 6 weeks of the actual martial law declaration. This parallels the Nazi red-blue list policy almost to the letter. People say it won't work, but it will work if the 300,000 Soviet troops which are already here can get the guns. The name of the game is to blackball the people to get the guns, make the militia look bad, make guns look bad, make everybody give up their guns. Once they get your gun, they've got you, unless you have the angel of the Lord at your door. If you have the angel of the Lord out there protecting you, it's another story. The ones doing all of this are operating out of the highest places in the federal government. They're cooperating with spirit guides and mediums and using astrology and numerology. The spirit guides are nothing else than demons, and they are telling them what to do, and the entire thing is being orchestrated at the highest spiritual levels by Satan himself. Every base has been covered. They've thought of everything. If you notice, they often do things on the 13th of the month. Clinton does a lot of things on the 13th. Who will be doing the actual picking up? Foreign cops. United Nations Internal Security Forces. Over 30 foreign military bases under the United Nations flag are already set up in the U.S., all with the approval of special appointees in high federal positions. These bases are already manned with over 1 million troops from Russia, Poland, Germany, Belgium, Turkey, Great Britain, Nicaragua, and Asian countries. Why are they here? Because unlike our own troops, many of which along with the Guard and Reserve of 24 states are being deployed overseas, will have no qualms about firing on U.S. citizens when the time comes. There are more than 2,000 Russian tanks, military trucks and chemical warfare vehicles just outside Gulfport, Mississippi. This is going on all over the country. German troops are known to be at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, and Fort Hood, Texas. Chinese troops are known to be at the Long Beach Naval Station in California. There's not going to be some future event when the invading troops are going to show up. They're already here. When martial law is implemented, these foreign UN troops will be policing our country, carrying out the plans of the New World Order. In Beech Grove, some research on the so-called furnaces and the AGA gas. The so-called furnaces are exhaust fans. AGA Gas Incorporated sells mostly asphyxiation-type gases. You can verify this by doing a search via Dogpile for AGA Gas Incorporated and then look for website MDs and they will list the gases. Regulators are used to regulate pressure and gas mixtures. It seems that this is indeed a death camp for those on the red and blue list. It can process 26,000 people every 24 hours. The site has since been cleaned up to look inconspicuous. People of America, all these things which are about to happen are already prophesied in the book of Revelations, one of the New Testament books. It is written that in the last days America, which is Mystery Babylon, will be destroyed. And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God remembered her iniquities. Revelation 18 verse 4 and 5. The God Abraham, Isaac and Jacob is calling his true bride to come out of America.